Today I'm going to be attempting to redraw a drawing that I actually redrew really recently in a video. It's this blue-haired character. The very original drawing of this character was done in 2010 in paint with a mouse, and from then on it's had quite a few different iterations. I redrew it again in 2011, 2014, 2018, and recently in 2019. So in that video I redrew the character digitally. All the other drawings were digital, but I wasn't 100% satisfied with the outcome. I just felt like it wasn't really a good representation of my improvement with art and how good I feel like I could redraw that character. So I decided that I wanted to redraw the character again traditionally in a sketchbook with markers to really try and improve upon it as much as I possibly can. I feel like I'm a lot more practiced traditionally. It's what I've been doing and practicing for the past couple of years, and I feel like that's really where my improvement lies. So I was really excited to redraw this traditionally. So when sketching this out, it took me a little while to actually be happy with the sketch, and you'll see in the time lapse that I go over things quite a few times. And maybe I was just having an off day, but I also kind of feel like it might maybe have been that I was using a different lead in my pencil than I usually use, because it's stuff that I use for a backup because I ran out of lead. But I feel like it was reacting differently with the page than normal, but maybe I was just having an off day, and it took me a really long time to actually be happy with the sketch, and especially I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to make this really good and like the best of my ability, especially since I was so disappointed with how the digital version of this drawing came out. I was really determined to get this looking as good as possible. So eventually I managed to sketch out something that I was fairly happy with. I still feel like it's not perfect. I still feel like it looks a little bit stiff, and I was trying to get it to look a little bit more natural. I feel like my 2018 version from last year has a little bit more movement in the body, just the way that the body is sitting is better, and I tried to achieve that in my digital version and in this version, and I feel like I'm not quite there, but there are a lot of things about this drawing that I like a lot better than my other versions. Mostly with the colouring, but also with the face. I feel like the face in this drawing is a lot better than my digital version. I think I'm just a lot more practiced with traditional. I'm so glad that I decided to recreate this traditionally, because I'm a lot more happy with it. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much else to say about the sketch. I just kind of did the pose the same as in all the other drawings. So then with the line art, I went in and used fine liners because that's something I've been doing a lot recently. I really like doing this. I've been doing this for a little while and I really like the way it comes out. I did this in my using every marker that still works video, and I really like the effect that it gives. Just having coloured lines as opposed to just black is, it just makes the whole image a lot more vibrant. And it almost in some places gives a kind of lineless effect if you manage to match the colour well enough. So then with the colouring, I went in, I actually swatched a couple of pens just to try and get a good colour match. I have kind of a limited amount of blues to choose from, but I managed to pick some that worked quite well against the other versions. Obviously with digital I can just colour pick and make the colours exactly the same as the previous versions, but with this traditionally I had to actually pick markers that I felt like matched the other versions of the drawing. So I picked probably my most vibrant blue for the hair, and I really like the way that that came out. And then I just tried to match a good blue for the sleeve and a purple as well, and I feel like I didn't do too badly colour matching them. And then I did a little bit of shading with the markers. Like I said, the skin I shaded with kind of a peachy colour. The hair I did shade with a darker blue. But then went in with coloured pencils to actually add a little bit more depth. And I like the effect that it gives so much more traditionally than digital. I don't know why, but my digital drawings always seem to come out looking very flat, and I never know where to shade it or how much to shade it or how dark to go, and it always just looks very bland and flat. But I really like the effect that it gives in traditional artwork when I use those fine liners to line in different colours, and then go in with coloured pencils and really shade a lot of the image and really darken up some of the darker areas. But yeah, overall, I'm so much more happy with this drawing now than I was with the digital version. I feel like digitally it just didn't come out looking right. I feel like the face is better with this drawing. I feel like the pose is a little bit more natural here. I like the hair a lot better, and I like just the colouring and shading a lot better. I don't know what went wrong with the digital one, but I just think I'm a lot more practiced with traditional, and I feel like I'm a lot more happy now that I've managed to recreate this drawing in a way that I'm actually proud of. So anyway, here's the final drawing. I'm a lot more happy with it now. I'm really glad that I took the time to do this, and I feel like this is a lot better representation of my skill level now as opposed to the digital version, which I feel like just wasn't very good.